literature, as the others have talked about. And C stands for our language consultant, which is lovely Raho. So this is what we were expecting to find from the previous literature, and this is what was found. Sorry. I'm doing good. I'm doing so good. So as you can see, we've also got this distinction here between the tense. So you've got the present and the past, and you've got the future tense. Now these are a little bit more than just like present. We've got like the continuous and the perfect, but just in general, there's just a split between the present and the past, which are the same, and the future, which is slightly different, as you can see. So as we go through, we've got singular. These are all exactly as we were expected. In terms of the future, there was a little bit of variation here. Sometimes we got a bar instead of the bina, and then the difference here, we've seemed to have dropped the ne. And then as you can see, what's quite interesting in the plural is that there used to be this distinction between the we inclusive and we exclusive. So if I was talking to Ish and we were discussing how myself and Heidi, I'd be like we including myself, whereas we excluding myself. That was a terrible example. Anyway, so we, it's to do with the speaker. Speaker. The listener. It's been a while since the course. So it's with the listener. So for example, if we were going Heidi and myself and not Ish, it would be an exclusion, and if we were going plus Ish, inclusion. That this is kind of irrelevant because it's not found nowadays, but that's what used to happen. So we didn't find that distinction this time, and that's only in the plural. Same thing with the future, we also didn't find it. And so the other thing with the verbs is what happens is you've got the subject particle, then you've got the verb stem, which is just the verb like walk, and then you've got this object suffix. So the object suffix is kind of the object in the sentence. So for example, if it was I like you. You is the object, and so you is a singular and it's a second person. So for example, what we'd expect here is we'd expect the na as the particle for I, because it's first person singular. Like, we've got uruhini, and then we've got this mu added on at the end, which reflects the you. I like you. And as we've got here in this beautiful little table, these are here we've got second person singular here. Yeah, I might just kind of vaguely leave it there. That's the main things. The other things that I did look at was different like tenses, so immediate, present, future, and continuous aspects, but they're just very similar to the subject particles. But yeah, that's what I looked at. Any questions? Super easy. Just like that. Potentially did not need the Word document, but that's okay. Come, thank you.
Right. Okay. So mine's a bit more specific. I didn't do like a big word class or whatever. So I did content interrogatives, which is just a really fancy name. So in English they're generally called WH questions, and you see why when you look at them. So I took this list of words, which are the WH questions, and you see the English ones and then the Motu. And so that's the content interrogatives. And because I took those, it got really repetitive for Raho, because it was just a lot of questions starting with those words with some different nouns every now and then. And so then I asked a few different questions about this. So I wanted to know if the word order was consistent between, so the question, so say, where is the fish in English, and then the statement that matches that, so like the fish is in the sea. So I wanted to see if the where the content interrogative word appeared in the question was the same or not in the actual statement that went with it. And then I looked at whether that was the same for each word. So say for Edeka, if that appeared in the beginning of the sentence all the time, or if it could be in different places. And I looked at if the same words were used. So again, for Edeka, does that always mean where, or are there other Motu words that could be the equivalent of where as well? And so the consistency. So I did find that they were overall consistent. So like how is always edebamona every time it came up. But we did have a couple of differences. In particular, the word who has a singular and a plural in Motu, but this isn't the case in English. So, and then for where, while Edeka was used the most, there was a bit of variety, as you can see there as well. So there are a few different things, but that, what I believe, what I haven't been able to confirm though yet with the data that I had, is because of the words being reduced in casual speech. So it might be that one of these is the full version and they're just not said like that in casual speech, or they might be more relevant to older speech, because a lot of the literature on Motu has these much longer words, and the way that they seem to be used now is a lot shorter, and so there were a lot of differences between the old stuff on content interrogatives and what we actually heard. So a lot of the words were not the same. So again, like same with the reduced speech. So dahaka ended up as daka a lot of the time, so it's just shortens down a bit. For word order, so the word order was generally the same between the questions and the statement. So you'd get them in about the same place each time. It wouldn't be like a decker at the beginning and then like you're in the sea somewhere else. But that didn't have to be consistent for each word. So say you've got a question asking who, so you've got deka and it can be at the beginning or at the end. So the statement that goes with it, answering who the person is or whatever, always goes with that, but they could appear at the beginning or the end. And it seems to be that it's not that it follows the question, but the other way around. So if you've got a statement saying that boy's name is like that boy is my brother or something, then the who would replace my brother, so it's always it goes off the statement, and that's kind of shown through this. So with daka, it always follows the subject, so it can appear in lots of different places in the sentence, but it will always come after the subject, so it just depends on where the subject is in the statement. Fun stuff. And then the difference though, this was the one word that I found that was different. So these were the two key things. Like I looked at all these questions for all of the words in that first list. But for Dakadayanai, it's the case that while Dakadayanai appears at the beginning of the sentence in the question, the answer to it, so for this, in this case, the answer is like, because I found it, so Badina Laise Nadavaria, it would come at the end. And so that's actually pretty usual for why in a lot of languages. But yeah, so those were my couple of key ones. But I figured you didn't want to hear about every single thing for every word I looked at, because it gets really repetitive. And that's it. We're all done. Make it short. Get out of here. Any questions, comments or queries? Cool.
I'm interested in overall, how did you come to choose Motu as the language? And why?
So we have an agreement with the Pacific People's Advisory Group to the university. When we first set up the Pacific Language Consultative Board, that every year we would be working on a different language, and ideally we have a language consultant who is a student at UC, so that the language consultant award supports UC student. And so we advertise for a language consultant with the help of the Pacific Development Team, and we see what we can find, and we ask for languages because we've had consultants from a range of languages in the last few years, since 2009 when we started. So we sort of asked for speakers of languages other than the ones that we've already covered and see what comes up. And at this time, Rahul sort of was willing to act as our language consultant, and because we hadn't worked on any language that is spoken in the Solomon Islands other than Solomon Islands Pidgin in the past, we were very, very excited. Sorry, not Solomon Islands, Papua New Guinea. Apologies. We had not worked on anything like spoken in Papua New Guinea at all. We had worked on, not even until prison. So, this was a unique opportunity to work on language spoken in Papua New Guinea. So I'm very excited about that.
It was actually good. Like for me, I'm from the mountain. She's from the coast. So you guys are speaking the language from the coast. So it was interesting on my behalf. It was the first time for me to learn Motu. And just the easiest language back in Kenya. You guys are taking the easiest one. No, seriously, we have like over 300.
Yeah.
And none of them are like not even one word. For me, just saying I want to go, it's way different from her saying I want to go. It's not even close. It's not even like you're gonna a bit close, like you wanna hear some part of it and you're gonna try. No, it's just way off. So Motu pretty much in Papua New Guinea is the easiest language to learn. It's very easy.
So it's one of the communicating languages in Papua New Guinea.
So it's one of them apart from Pidgin, English, and Motu. So if you want to go apart from Motu, you get way lost there. So that's actually nice. It's actually nice. From here, sitting down and listening, it was actually, I learned a lot too. I have no idea how to speak Motu. And she's my girlfriend. But it was nice. Yeah, well done. It was actually good. Thank you.
Well, you speak the language of love. I wanted to know too, and it's probably very general, but when learning about languages, the assumption is that you also learn so much about the culture of the people. Is that true for you? Your experience?
It was really a very good experience. Rahul, when she was eliciting, she was talking about translating the sentences. She would talk about some very deeply cultural aspects of it as well. So we understood a lot of stuff, like how pigs are very important in the culture. Some came out of like very random sentence.
Come up with sentences and then they, do you just stumble across something that's culturally relevant?
When you were talking about Rakalasi, they were just like, just walk out. And you're like, don't use that word.
Definitely, we spend quite a lot of time actually just chatting about the culture rather than actually doing something as well. Because it is really, language is part of the culture. So it's really interesting to learn.
Any other questions or comments? If anybody in the audience wants to be a language consultant in the future, speak the language that you can work on. we will be running the class again next year in the thank you very much to everyone. Thank you so much to Rahul for being an amazing language consultant. I have to say, every year we have been so amazingly fortunate with our language consultants. It's been such a cool experience for all my students. This is the highlight, I think, of the honours classes, because you can put everything into practice that you learn in linguistics, and you work with just amazing people who are so incredibly patient. So we feel very fortunate that Rahul was working with us, and it was pretty exciting to do a poster together that was presented at a conference, at a linguistics conference. And he's got Rahul's name on it as well. So yeah, and the one thing that we would have loved to have at this presentation was Rahul's mum, who was the consultant to the consultant in the background, and who was really, really dedicated to helping us with our dissertation as well. So yes, we thank Rahul's mum for that too, and we hope that we can meet her sometime to thank her in person. But yes, it was an awesome experience. Thank you everyone for coming and listening to the presentation, and giving us your comments.
Well done.